Hi, this is Georgia from TiPb.com, and right now we're going to be taking a look at the iPod Nano. So here's the Nano itself. This is the screen, okay, the clip, which is actually quite secure. Okay, so it can clip onto most things. Here's the on-off button, and these two, similar to the iPhone 4, are the volume buttons. So, plus for raising your volume and minus for lowering it. Here's where you put your headphones, and that's where you attach it to the computer. There is no home button, which is a little bit disconcerting to me. I find it a little bit slower than having a home button. Why they did not just use the on-off button for the home button as well, I don't know, but they didn't. So the way that you get to your home button, I'm just going to open it up to anything, let's put it to maybe to settings, is that, and I don't even know if it'll work on settings because you're going to be clicking something, but yeah, is you just press in the center of the screen. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is swipe. So you swipe in order to move around. The same thing for photos and everything else. So those are the main controls. Pressing on the middle of the screen in order to go to the home or to move things around. There you go, you just click and move them around. Does take a lot longer than it would, and there's in certain applications it becomes really difficult because say that you were inside, you're playing some music, instead of when you press in the middle, it's actually going to be changing your music around. So you're going to have to remember to swipe. There we go. Now let's take a look at some of the apps. First app is your playlist. So you can go through and you have all of your different songs. You can add different songs to your playlist and you can take a look. And here they will be arranged as the same thing they are in your iTunes account. Okay, and you can take a look, and if you choose to want to play them, then you have it. You can fast forward to the next one, you can back up to the next song, and you can pause and play. The iPod Nano does not have an external speaker, so in order to actually hear the songs, you are going to need to connect it to your earphones. Okay, Genius Mix. I'll be honest, I don't use it, so I'm not really going to go into it, but if you so wish, you can connect it to your iTunes library and you can see which songs that they recommend to you. I don't find that extremely effective, so that's up to you. Now playing will be the song that is playing immediately. There's a lot of, it is an iPod Nano, but there's a lot of different, they're like applications that are all about the music. So there's artists, which will arrange all of your different artists, all albums, so it'll go through here, and the people that sing them. So you can go through one and then play it that way. Okay, the next page, actually I'm going to skip to this page because this is also all about the songs. So this is just different ways in which your songs are organized. Songs by songs, not by artist. Go back. Songs by the album. Go back. Genres. So if you like, that's an interesting one because if you're in the mood for a certain type of song, it'll all be arranged from here. And as long as you get all your songs from iTunes, they should be in the proper genres without you having to do anything. They'll just be there. And composers. There we go. I actually really like the radio on the iPod Nano. Interestingly, you're going to have to, in order to get a signal, if we do press it without having the earphones in, it tells you that you have to have the earphones for reception. So they're using the earphones as the antenna. So I'm going to plug it in. There we go. And right away, you have a signal. Okay, so you can go to the next radio station, and you can pause, and you can play. Here you have all of the different stations. Okay, so you can go to your local stations there, and it will choose them all. There, and you can choose one. Okay, that's classical. You can choose the ones that are your favorites. Now, sorry, see again, that's me pressing the middle part of the screen for too long, which will take me back to the home button, which is a little annoying. And your tag songs and recent songs, which is really neat actually. I don't know why, I had a few recent songs before, so I'm not sure how quickly this refreshes. But no doubt it did. Okay, so now playing the radio and the song it has. If you really like a radio station, you can press the star and it will have it as being one of your favorites. There we go. And that's your clock face. So if you're going to wear the iPhone Nano as a watch, I might, then you might want to choose which one. I actually like the black on the background better. There we go, and I'll show you that. Black. There we go. Very handsome looking, actually. And looks quite watch-like. A little big on my wrist, but I think it's still cool. Okay, pedometer. This was pretty neat actually, and I did try it out. I didn't hook it up to Nike, though they wanted me to. So you can set a daily step goal. So you can choose how many steps you want to do per day. So how many steps you want to do per day? Yeah, let's do 10. 10 steps. Okay, that's great. Done. Fabulous. I'm really going out there. Put down your weight. I'm about 114. I think I'm a little less, but 114 sounds good. Press done. Then you can go down. Sorry, let's see if I can try to get to the home screen by pressing. No, okay. Then you go down to fitness and go down to your pedometer and press start. Now, if you're holding this for jogging and you actually move it around, I'm trying to fake it here. There we go, 5. And then after, you can just press stop and it will take a look and it will also track your history. Personal best, your workout totals, and the dates for them, which is pretty cool. We have the wallpapers. There are only 9 wallpapers. I was a little disappointed that I could not choose to use any of the pictures from my iPhone's, my library of pictures instead. I guess that's a memory issue, or maybe that'll be added later. Here are your photos. Take a look. And you can kind of just scroll through them. And click on a photo, and you can also then scroll back and forth to take a look at the pictures. Go back to the starting. Annoying that it doesn't go back to the beginning of the photos because that's where you are. I'm going to there, and they can also choose to put it into a slideshow, but I'm going to start it off. 1. Okay, so you can choose the different ways you can play it, so they'll go through them. It's a Ken Burns effect. You can choose how many seconds that you want each one, and it'll scroll through each of your pictures. There we go. You can, sorry, I'm going to stop it. And go. So, which one would I recommend for who? Really, the iPod Nano is a wonderful device if you only want to listen to music and maybe have a few photos that are with you. It does not compare besides for size, because this is small and extremely portable, and you can use the clip for almost anything, as I've kind of taken a look at. So this is cool, very, very techy, but to prefer it to the iPod Touch, where you have almost the exact same usability as the iPhone, it doesn't really compare, because this has a calendar on it that's very workable, all different types of utilities, calendar, calculator, and video, yeah. So, and FaceTime, yeah, the App Store. I wish that if the Nano had an App Store and that you could download different users, and I'm sure that I assume that they'll have an update, or maybe for another Nano, which will be attached to the App Store, and you'll have little tiny Nano apps. That would be really, really sweet, because it's cute, and it could do probably a lot of other things. So that would be really neat. But I would say that most people, if they're willing to shell out some more bucks, the iPod Touch would be there. If you are an avid jogger, love listening to music, and would love to have some photos with you, then I would go with the Nano.